So, I haven't done a video in a while because I wanted to structure it to where I had scriptures to back up things that I was saying, and I wanted to have more of a clear structure on everything. But this channel is about healing. This is what I said I did it for. So that means all aspects. That means the anger. That means the tears. That means everything. My friend asked me, was I going to do a video today? Or was I going to journal or anything? Honestly, I said no. And I think I meant that. But more stuff just keeps happening. You ever feel like, put it like this, if you build a house and you build it on unstable ground and the foundation starts to crack, the whole house begins to crack and fall and break. And I think I'm at my breaking point. Because, if you only knew the past couple days for me, the past week. Trying to heal and get past a person, a situation, a life. It's hard. And everyone acts as though a breakup, a divorce is simple. A death is simple. Nobody really thinks about what really goes down behind closed doors and what brings people to their breaking point. What brings people through it, under it, around it. Some of us never get past things. And if I'm being honest, I think I'm one of those people that doesn't get past things. I think I'm one of those people that holds on to things and tends to not let things go. These past almost 2 years have been, I want to say nice, I want to say a whirlwind, I want to say so many things, but it's been hell. It's been literal hell. I wanted this page to talk about what Black women go through, but also from a personal perspective of things, what I've been through. And I can't really put that out there if I'm not being honest. So, my childhood was dark in some aspects and great in others. But I know the one thing that I promised that I would not do. I promised that I would be a great mom, because I had a great mom, but I didn't have my dad in my life. And I didn't quite understand why my dad wasn't in my life. And it really hurt me, and it changed me in ways I don't think anyone could have expected. Do I talk to my dad? Sometimes. But I still don't have a relationship with him. I still can't call him just to talk to him and have a normal conversation. All that I can do is ask for money. Why? Because every time I call, he goes, "What do you need?" And I'm like, well, can we just have a conversation? And he's like, I mean, well, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. It's like he thinks throwing money builds a relationship or something. So I promised myself I wouldn't have that for my kids, that I wouldn't pick that kind of guy. I promised myself that my kids would have the family that I never had, and have a father that loves them so much. I promised myself I would never hold my kids from their father, and that I would do everything I could in my power to make that relationship work. "17 years old, moved to a new neighborhood down the street, met a guy who was cute, funny, and literally in our first conversation kissed me." Literally was like, "Hey, what kind of dog is that?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, he's a so-and-so and so." Kisses me, and then he goes, "You're my girlfriend now." Caught me so off guard. I'm like, that's not how that works, and ew, where have your lips been? But it started off a great friendship, which led into a relationship. And all of his friends became my friends, and everyone was always at my house, and I was always at his house, and it just blossomed. He was the first guy that actually it felt like something real. Probably because I was closer to being older, but I met his mom and his stepdad and his twin brother. Like, everyone became like family. And being that I came from a family that doesn't feel like family, I wanted that more than anything. I had this cute, charming guy, but I wasn't the only one who thought he was cute and charming. So he had his pick. And me being damaged from my past, from my dad not being there, from being raped at a young age, from not really understanding my power, my strength, my value, I just kept trying to make it work. To the point where each time that I got with him, each time that he cheated, each time that he did something, I lost a tiny piece of me. And I kept looking at myself like, what's wrong with me? What am I not doing right? What am I missing? What does she have that I don't have? To the point where I'm looking in the mirror, figuring out, how can I look like her? How can I become what he wants? Because I made up in my mind that this was my forever. I made up in my mind that this is who I was going to spend my life with. Why I didn't take the red flags and the signs and the big old, like, I don't know. But I was so head over heels in love with this boy that I just felt like this was it. Fast forward to 2 years later, come home from college. He's still at home. We run back into each other. We were broken up because it was too much going back and forth. We get back together. He gets me pregnant with my son, who I love so much. But he gets me pregnant. I promised myself I would never be a statistic. Another single black mom. Look at there. Became the same exact thing I never wanted to be. I go back to school. I get a job. I pull everything together, get an apartment, get myself together. I broke up with him, of course, because he cheated on me with a younger girl. And that had me, Man, did that hurt. And I didn't want to tell him about his kid. I didn't want to tell him because I felt like he would try to make it better. Like he would try to fix it. And knowing how much I loved him, I knew I'd probably take him back. So I felt the best thing to do was to say that it was the persons that I was with. So I started dating someone a little later into my pregnancy. That person actually became abusive. I think it's because he also saw that I wasn't over my ex. That, and he was pretty screwed up too. That's a whole nother story. But I tried to stick it out because in my head I just wanted a family picture. When I finally left that abusive situation, which, man, it took a lot. It took a lot out of me. So I'm already losing bits and pieces being with someone that didn't appreciate me and didn't value me. Then I get with someone who doesn't appreciate me and doesn't value me. Smart, right? And then when I get out of that relationship, guess who I get back with? Yes, the baby daddy. By this point, he had another baby. We get back together, and what does he do? Gets me pregnant again. So now I'm a double statistic. I mean, at least I got the same baby daddy, but I'm a double statistic. It worked for a little while. We lived together for a little while until he cheated again. And I left. Went back home to my mom's house. Tried to get myself back on my feet. Began working a decent job. Got fired when I was 8 months pregnant. Oh, yeah. Because I was working at a daycare and long story. But yeah. So then, in my desperation, feeling like I'm a single mom of 2 now. This next baby's on its way and I don't know what I'm going to do, and I'm living at my mom's. Decided to go back to school. Go back to school after the baby is born. Almost done with my phlebotomy certificate. I'm working 3 jobs at this point. Had to think about it. 3 jobs. Kroger, Ulta, Bojangles. Dealing with 2 babies under 2. A newborn and a toddler, 18-month-old. Hence these bags under these eyes. Yeah, they were earned. They were earned. Doing everything I can to make sure everything worked. So when a situation happened, he needed a place to stay. He needed a place to go. Because I loved him with everything in me. I stopped everything that I was doing, everything I was building up, the money that I had saved up. I left my mom's apartment and got an apartment. I wasn't ready. I wasn't prepared. And I knew I wasn't. I wanted to wait it out. But I did it anyway. Because I just couldn't have him on the streets. Or couch hopping or whatever. Everyone falls on hard times. I had before. I've been couch hopping. Crazy part was I was pregnant when I was couch hopping, so. But yet, for some reason, I felt like I had to protect him. See the backwards logic in this situation? I felt I had to protect him. So, I got an apartment. Let his brother and his brother's girlfriend and their 2 kids move in. I was the only one working. He was working at first. The job was, a horrible job, let's just say. Not paying him and all this other stuff, so he quits. His brother was supposed to get a transfer. He didn't. So now everything's on me. Again, these bags under my eyes. Yes. Earned. Working 10-hour days. Working at a job where the people hate me. Thought I was stealing from the drawer. Pretty much everything horrible. Like, these women were like close friends. So me coming in, I was an outsider, and for some reason I just couldn't join the clique. So everything was on me at work. I'm coming home crying every day because I'm in a place where I feel like I can't move forward. I'm in a place where I feel like they hate me. And then I come home to a house where I feel like they hate me also because they were close and they were in a clique, and I didn't fit in that one either. My ex-husband smoked, drank, and played video games all day. But see, that didn't matter to me because I loved him. And because I felt like, surely he loves me, you know? Fast forward, we're there for some months. He tells me he has a horrible dream and he dreamt I cheated on him, which at the time was something I would never do. And he ends up telling me that he knows that I want to get married and he didn't know what he was waiting on. So he thought the best thing to do was to get married. And foolishly, because I had been waiting on those words since I was 17 years old, I said yes. I paid for the wedding. I paid for my dress, my shoes, his tux, my kids' clothes, the reverend. I cooked for my wedding day. Paid for my own ring and his ring. We were getting our taxes. I got mine first, so naturally I didn't want to wait. I wanted to be Mrs. Mitchell so bad, but I couldn't wait. There's so many flaws in this story, I will say at the end, and it will all relate in a minute. So I did it. And I married who I thought was the man of my dreams. I thought that was my forever. I thought that was my everything. And it was decent for the first day. By day 3, I found out that he was messaging other women. And that is where the real problem began. Stupidly, I thought I could trust him. I thought that we had gone past all of that and that he was a better man for it. That he saw that those other girls weren't me, and he finally decided I was what he needed. However, that wasn't the case. Seeing that broke me because this was the only man who I would ever have kids with. This was the only person I wanted to have his last name. This was my beginning, my end. This was everything. Nothing mattered but him and me. And that's where the marriage started to fall apart. Because I was neglected. I wasn't talked to. I wasn't given any compassion. I'm in hell at work and in hell at home. I think the worst thing that I did was I cheated. Even though he had cheated on me so many times, so many different women, I think the worst thing a woman could ever do is to cheat. We're not built that way. We're not made to be that person. It's not even in us. To be honest, I don't really think it's in men, but it's a whole nother story. But I cheated. And it broke him, as it should have. But I couldn't understand that. Because I felt like, you cheat on me. You don't love me. You don't care about me. I wasn't made to feel beautiful or important or wanted or needed. I had emasculated him by taking on everything. But the thing was, he let me. He didn't ever say anything about what I was doing. All I'm looking at it as, there are things that need to be done and you're not doing them, so let me do them. I took away his power. And in that, I started trying to search for mine. Trying to search for someone to make me feel like a woman, because I began to feel like the man. I work, I cook, I clean, I take care of children, and the cycle keeps going. I come home, I can't spend time with my husband because he's smoking and playing video games. And the cycle keeps going. So much so, he would still be in the other room with his brother. It's 2 a.m. in the morning and I'm on the phone with another man. It wasn't intentional in the beginning. I just wanted someone to talk to. But yeah, it happened. And I can honestly say that my marriage failed from both sides, because it wasn't just him. And it wasn't just me. But I think that's really where it crashed and burned. I had no trust in him. He had no trust in me. But we still tried to hold on. Him constantly humiliating me and me feeling like crap. Me realizing that the only time he paid attention to me was when I cheated. Any other time, it didn't matter. It became a tit for tat. And if I'm being honest, I'm not sure if he ever did love me, because I don't think you can hurt the ones that you really love. In the end, we got a divorce last year. Most of y'all know, because that's what most of my videos are about. And sadly, even though he's been out of my house for almost 2 years, even though the divorce has been final for months now, I'm not over it. I've moved forward. I've gotten a house. I've gotten a nicer car. I've gotten material things. But it's almost like the little bit of heart left that I had after all that he did, it's like he took it with him and he wears it around his neck like a badge of honor or something. So when he needs me, I help. Foolishly. But also because I just want that family back so bad. It's hard for us to be vulnerable, Black women, because we're supposed to be the epitome of strong. This is why you have this whole idealism of, I don't need a man, I got my own. But the truth is, we all want them. We all want a man. Many of us didn't have fathers in our lives, so we're constantly searching in all the wrong places because we don't know what a man is supposed to look like, what a man is supposed to do, how a man is supposed to be. We give our hearts and our bodies to the wrong person, and we create these soul ties with these people, and we don't know why we do them, but we do. Because we're empty, we're constantly searching for some sort of replacement, for some sort of happiness, for some sort of semblance of a relationship. But none of us wants to admit it. There are plenty of us that are very successful women. Money on top of money. House on top of house, fashion designer, whatever, but alone. Because growing up, we didn't see our worth because our fathers weren't there. The first place that a little girl gets her worth from is her father. Granted, the mothers do a wonderful job and they're awesome. But where we view what a man is and who a man is comes from our fathers. And when we don't have that, we try to search in all the wrong places. And a lot of us get raped, get molested. We end up with Lil Ray Ray down the street. Because Ray Ray's funny. Ray Ray's cool. Ray Ray got money. And we just want some sort of security. A lot of us confuse security for money. In my situation, I wanted a family. And I felt like I fit in. And I felt like I belonged. And I wanted that type of security. It was never about money for me. It was about a family. And now, I realize that I still want that family. Before you think that I'm saying him, I still want that family. And a lot of us black women, we're searching for things and we don't know what we're searching for. You can read it all through the scriptures. How the man who is tender among us will be evil towards his wife and his brother, and evil towards the children whom he will leave. It's a cycle. It's a cycle. He didn't have his father, so all we talked about is how we would be better parents. How no matter what happened with me and him, he would always be there. That wasn't the case. He wasn't there. Even now, I partway considered trying to go back. I was given a horrible, rude awakening with that. Healing is hard. Going through emotions is hard. Because I can say personally, I don't deal with things. And that's honestly why I think that I'm not over it with he and I, because I never allowed myself to be over it. I never dealt with it. I never talked about it. I never faced it. In my head, we were just always going to get back together. In my head, it wasn't going to be a failure. In my head, this was the one. And many of us, many women, we go through this. We find the one guy that's not really ready, and we try to tell ourselves we'll make him ready. We'll make him be what we need him to be. But you can't change anybody. You can't force them into something. I am really starting off from square one right now. I don't know how my heart is going to heal. I don't know how I'll be able to let go. I don't know if I'll be able to move forward or not. There's so much that I wish I could go back and change, but I can't. There's so much that I wish I could do, but I can't. This video has literally nothing about scriptures. I apologize for that. But I said I was going to be honest, and if I'm going to be honest, I have to admit that I feel like hell right now. Because I feel like 10 years of my life was wasted. 10 years of my love was wasted. All because I didn't know what real love was. All because I didn't understand. How do you get past a broken heart when some part of you still loves that person, still wants that person? How do you move forward? I tried dating. But it's like you gotta start over again, and when you gotta start over again, it's like, how do I do this? Last time I really dated was so long ago. How do you know when you're ready to move forward? Do the tears ever stop? The difficulty in leaving and loving, it's all the same. Sometimes you can love someone so much that you know you have to go. And I knew I had to, because our relationship had become toxic. It's easier to leave and try to forget than it is to be faced with that person. Faced with your choices, faced with your decisions, faced with that pain. I'm reminded of Matthew 13, I believe, where Yahushua was talking in all of the parables. But I'm also reminded of the scripture that says that you must first remove the plank from your eye before you remove the splinter from your brother's. Only because I'm talking about healing, but I haven't healed. I told him not too long ago that he didn't heal when he moved forward and made a whole nother family and literally replaced me and my children. But to be honest, I didn't heal either. And it's like I want to heal others, but I haven't even healed myself. It's crazy because you think that you're over a person, right? You think that you're over a situation, and then you realize you're nowhere near it. You realize the work is just beginning. I don't know how posting this rant is going to help anyone. If it does help anyone. But I will be honest and say that healing is work. Divorce is work. Love is work. Life is work. There's no fast way to healing. There's no Band-Aid.